Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to another episode here on True Confessions, Naija. This is Uncle Lori, and the story you're about to hear comes from a message I received from one of our sisters, and the message reads like this. Good day to you, Uncle Lori. Hi, everyone. I don't even know how to begin this, because my heart still aches just thinking about it. My name is Nissa, not her real name. I'm from Northern Africa, but I lived most of my life in Cape Town, South Africa. I've always seen myself as a strong, independent woman, the kind of girl who gets a degree, secures a job, buys her own place, drives her own car, and never has to beg for a man for anything. That was the dream, and I was living it. But the story I'm about to tell you changed everything. It all started with my best friend. Let's call her Leka. Leka and I were inseparable in university. We met during orientation week, and from that moment, we became sisters. We would laugh, cry, study, party, and even break up with boyfriends together. I genuinely thought she was my soulmate in friendship. Even though she wasn't the most brilliant academically, she was street smart, confident, and incredibly beautiful. Wherever we went, heads turned for her. After university, I landed a good job. Leka didn't finish school, but somehow, she always managed to live large. Designer bags, expensive shoes, fancy trips abroad. I used to wonder, where is she getting all this money from? She would just smile and say, "Connections, babe. You wouldn't understand." I didn't press her. I was too busy chasing my career. Then something happened I never expected. Leka got married out of nowhere to a man she introduced as a long-time boyfriend, but I had never heard of him before. His name was Tariq. He was handsome, charming, and rich. He owned a logistics company and seemed madly in love with her. Their wedding was something out of a movie, lavish, elegant. Everyone was talking about it, and you know what? I was happy for her, but deep down, I was confused. How did she go from skipping lectures to marry a man who could build her a mansion in less than 6 months? I ignored that feeling. I told myself, just be happy for her. But that was my first mistake. As time went on, I started noticing little things. She would constantly remind me that I was still single. Every time we hung out, she would joke, especially after a glass of wine. "So Nissa, when are you getting married? You can't be independent forever." At first, I laughed, but then it started feeling like she was mocking me. One night, we were at her place, just the three of us, me, her, and her husband Tariq. She got tipsy and started saying, "Tariq, imagine Nissa with a baby. I think she will make a hot mom." And she burst out laughing. Tariq chuckled awkwardly. I smiled, but inside I was crushed. I started seeing a pattern. Every time I was around them, Leka would subtly put me down, commenting on my single life, my age, my empty apartment. It was like she was no longer my friend, but my competition. The worst part, I started envying her life. She had everything: a husband, kids, a mansion, luxury cars, and me, I had a job and a cat. Then came the turning point. One afternoon, Leka and I got into a huge argument. She told me I was too proud to admit I was lonely. She said, "That's why no man will stay with you." I stormed out of her house, humiliated. I guess who called me later that night? Tariq. Yes, her husband. He said he was sorry about what happened, and I didn't deserve that. One thing led to another, and we started talking regularly. At first, it was harmless, just long conversations about life, about dreams, about regrets. But then it turned into late night calls, then private lunches, then full-blown affairs. I know I shouldn't have. I betrayed my friend, but at that time, it didn't feel like betrayal. It felt like revenge. I was tired of being humiliated. Tariq treated me with kindness, and I started craving that. And yes, I got pregnant. He knew, he said, let's keep it between us. It will be our secret. I agreed. I told myself, this child will be mine, and mine alone. He doesn't have to be involved. I just want to be a mother. But secrets never stay hidden forever. Leka found out when the baby was 3 months old. I don't know who told her, but the moment she found out, she came to my house screaming. She threw stones at my windows, cursed me, and called me every name under the sun. She said, you are cursed. You will suffer. Your child will suffer. I will never forgive you. It didn't stop there. She started showing up at my workplace, harassing me, telling people I was mentally unstable, that I seduced her husband, that I used witchcraft. It got so bad that I had to move out of my apartment and change jobs. I thought that was the end, but no. A few months later, I was woken up at 3 a.m. by strange knocks on my door. When I looked outside, I saw Leka standing with what looked like a traditional priest. She was chanting, throwing something at my front door, whispering, suffer, suffer, you will suffer. I had a breakdown. I collapsed. I was taken to the hospital for high blood pressure and severe anxiety. I stayed there for 3 weeks. My baby had to be taken care of by my cousin. When I got better, I swore I would never let another man come near me. I raised my child alone. I started a small business from home. I kept a low profile. But one day, someone knocked again. It was Tariq. He said he had left Leka, that he was done pretending, that he wanted to be part of his son's life. And as stupid as it sounds, I let him in. We started living together. We weren't married, but it felt like a family. Then, another twist. Leka died in a car accident, and after her death, everything changed. Tariq became cold, distant. He stopped sleeping at home. I found receipts in his pockets from hotels, lingerie stores, and perfume shops. I confronted him as he said, you are never more than a mistake I was trying to fix. I was shattered. After everything, I was just another stop for him. I packed his bags and told him to leave. I kept the house, I kept the child, but I lost my peace. Now I live in silence. Every day I try to heal, but some nights I cry myself to sleep because despite everything, Leka's cruelty, Tariq's betrayal, I still feel guilty. I lost a friend, I broke a home, and I gave my heart to someone who never truly loved me. If you are listening to this, please don't be like me. Don't let pain turn into revenge. Don't let bitterness turn into betrayal. And most importantly, don't lose yourself trying to prove your worth to people who don't even see your value. Because at the end of the day, I'm the one left picking up the pieces alone. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you listening to my confession. I look forward to hearing the opinions of viewers in the comment section below. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our sisters. Let us try to talk to her in the comment section. things they really happen for this our world. Now wow.